Hi, this is Liz with the Bozeman Public Library. Welcome to another talk on the abandoned towns of Montana's past. This time we're talking about Coolidge, Montana, a short-lived silver mining and mill camp. Coolidge, Montana is in the Beaverhead and Deer Lodge National Forest and is available for you to visit. Coolidge is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's in the southeast of Montana, and its remote location was detrimental to Coolidge's beginnings. The Elkhorn mining district really began in 1873, when the silver ore was discovered in the area. The area was named after elkhorns that were found. Mining began in the late 1800s, but stopped when the price of silver dropped in 1892. Ore from the mine was too far away and too expensive, so when the price drop happened, the mine became unprofitable. The price of silver started rising again in 1903, and in 1911, William R. Allen started buying up claims in the area and developing Coolidge as a mining town. Coolidge owes its short life to the ambitions of one man, William R. Allen. Born in Anaconda, Montana in 1871, he served in 1902 as a legislator for the Republican Party, and in 1908 as lieutenant governor. His interest in the Elkhorn mining district began in 1911, and he formed the Boston, Montana Development Corporation. The company was reorganized in 1925 due to foreclosure and became the Boston, Montana Mining Corporation. Allen named Coolidge after his friend, Calvin Coolidge. The man never actually visited the mine. Wise River was also called Allentown after William Allen. By 1914, plans for Coolidge were well into development. A road was constructed from Big Hole River to the Elkhorn Creek camp, and plans were in the works for 38 miles of railroad to run from the camp to Wise River. Other work included the mill, worker housing, and other resident needs such as a company store and boarding houses and other businesses. In 1917, the Montana Southern Railway Company was founded with the purpose of creating a rail line from Coolidge to Allentown to Divide to deliver silver ore. It was estimated that the cost of building the line would be around $1.5 million. The company sold corporate bonds to the public to build up the initial startup costs. Railroad branched off from the Oregon Short Line Railroad at Divide and ran south to Coolidge through Wise River. The line required a 200-foot tunnel, several very large trestles. One needed to be 80 feet high and 340 feet long. The railroad was built over uneven terrain, over water, soft meadows, and very steep grades. This line was the last narrow-gauge railroad built in the United States. The final gold spike was placed at Divide in November 1919. Railway officials hoped to also increase profits by transporting timber, livestock, and hay, but those profits didn't materialize. Travel time was very slow, since range gates had to be opened and closed, and during winter, the train could take 4 to 5 days to make the 38-mile journey in the snow. The mill was completed in 1922, and at the time was a testament to engineering. The mill covered 2 acres in a very remote area. It took 60 mules to haul the supplies, and it could process 750 tons of silver ore per day. The mill used gravity to help transfer ore through each step. It cost $900,000 to build, but barely ever ran at capacity. There was a 3-month period in 1922 to 1923, and another 4 months in 1925, when the mill was operated fully. Rock was brought down the mountain using electric cars on a protected track that ran the full quarter-mile from the mine shaft to the mill. From the mill, concentrates of ore were hauled by train to Divide, where they were transferred and shipped out. The miners and mill laborers earned $350 to $475 a day for their work. Coolidge grew steadily from the latter half of the 1910s until 1925, when the mining company foreclosed and reorganized as the Boston, Montana Mining Corporation, and incorporated the Montana Southern Railway into their holdings. It was estimated that 250 men and their families settled in Coolidge. The first people lived in tents with boards around the bottom. The town boasted the company store, which was above a boarding house and a hotel. Miners ate and played pool there. Coolidge did have telephone and electricity, which ran from Divide, and a school district was organized in October of 1918. Winters were long in the mountains, and residents found a way to pass snowy days by sledding down the log chutes on large frying pans borrowed from the camp cooks. Snow was often 4 feet deep, and skiing was both a recreation and for transportation. This photo shows some winter conditions for a group of Allen Company miners in the French Gulch. north of Coolidge. In June of 1927, the dam on the Wise River burst. The flood washed out 12 miles of railroad track and a 350-foot bridge that spanned across the Big Hole River between Wise River and Divide. The town of Wise River was mostly destroyed, and 4 people were killed. The dam over the Big Hole River held, though. It took 3 years to repair the bridge, but by 1930, the Great Depression hit and silver prices tanked. There was no profit in the mines at Coolidge, and mining ended. The railway was also planning on expanding its route to Jackson and Wisdom. However, these expansions never happened. The last teacher was hired in 1930, and by 1937 the school district was abandoned entirely. The post office was only open for 10 years, from 1922 to 1932, and then mail was redirected to Wise River. The company went through several reorganizations. They had projects planned, but not the financing to get everything done. Likewise, the railroad also declined. The Montana Southern Railway was organized into the Montana Southern Railroad, then into Montana Southwestern Railway. But after 1933, there wasn't much use for it, and by 1940, the tracks were taken apart. Coolidge at its peak only housed 350 people, and not much of it is left today. The lumber used for the buildings was either destroyed or carried off for other uses. What machinery there was taken away for scrap metal and other endeavors. Souvenir hunters have taken anything of value. There are several old buildings in the foundations of the mill to visit. To learn more about Coolidge, check out this resource from the Bozeman Public Library, One Man's Dream, Elkhorn Mine, Coolidge, and Montana, by Shirley Wirtz-Nichols and Laureen Lovell. Next month, we'll be taking a look at Coloma. Thanks for watching and have a great day.